press on. Something else.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Everybody ready? Okay, all praise to the Most High, AHAYAH, right? We're gonna be doing a lesson today about AHAYAH versus YHWH, right? We already know that it's a lot of Hebrews that use YHWH, and there's so many different names that come from it. You got Yahuwah, you got Yahweh, you got Yahweh, you got Yohewah, and the list goes on and on and on, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to show you why we choose AHAYAH over YHWH, right? So a lot of people, when they dealing with this name thing, right, what they don't do is they don't investigate where YHWH came from. They're so stuck in the Hebrew, right? They just want to speak Hebrew so good, you know what I mean? And they want to pronunciate everything the way, I know the Hebrew, Yahuwah, you know what I'm saying? They want to be like that. But that's probably not where the name come from, because at the same time, this is what we're praying to, right? I didn't heard arguments, from people when the evidence start coming out and being put on the table. They want to say, oh man, if YHWH ain't the name, then the whole Bible we need to get thrown out. Did we throw the whole Bible out when we found out Jesus wasn't Christ's name? Right? So why is it so far-fetched that they would that if they play with Christ's name, they're not gonna play with the Most High name? Do you really think that these people in this world wouldn't try to stop you from being able to know who the Most High name is, or worshiping Him correctly? Because remember, we get on our knees and we pray to these different names, right? And so without full investigation of what you're praying on, right? Because when the evidence start coming out, they want to start running. They want to run from the evidence, right? But why run from the evidence if we supposed to be in the truth? We in the truth, right? If the truth is the truth, right? So for me, I want to call on the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's my goal, right? My goal is to pray to Him, right? So for me to do that, I had to investigate this thoroughly to really find out which one it really is, right? Because it's gonna get deep. It's gonna get super deep. And for the people who heard this lesson before, everybody know that every time I do a lesson, I'm always adding more. I got so much ammo, you know what I'm saying? I just add a little bit more every time, right? So it's gonna be a little bit more added to this. So it might be something like almost brand new for you that heard it before, right? Okay, so we're gonna dive into this, and so let's get into it. Okay, AHAYAH versus YHWH, right? The Tetragrammaton. But before we do that, let's go to Isaiah 41:21. What does it say right there?
Isaiah 41:21. Produce your cause, saith the Most High. Bring forth your strong reasons, saith the King of Jacob. Let them bring them forth and show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things, what they be, that we may consider them, and know the latter end of them, or declare us for things for to come.
All right, so basically this is saying that we have something that we want to bring it out. This is the order that we do it. And we bring out all of the facts, everybody consider it, and then what is it after that?
Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that you are God. Yea, do good, or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together.
All right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna behold all of this information together, right? So this ain't no shade on somebody who called on YHWH. We don't look at it like that. The way that we look at it is that it's a level of studying that people need to do, right? So if you ain't on that level, we don't demonize you because you call it on YHWH, right? That ain't the route that California Hebrews take, right? A lot of my ox that I kick it with, none of them call on AHAYAH, right? So I'll be the only one doing it, right? Amongst my brothers that I've been knowing for years, right? But and so what we're doing is we're bringing out information that you probably haven't researched yourself, right? So now, if the information starts coming out, right, and you see that there's an error somewhere, right, be strong enough to say, you know what, man, I'm going to change, right? A lot of leaders over congregations are afraid to say that or change something that they see that's wrong. And so when they start seeing that it's wrong and then they continue to start preaching it, that's when you're going to be in trouble. That's why I can't use the YHWH, because I have studied myself out of it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't went so far into the information. It's no way that you would ever hear me use YHWH. It just wouldn't happen because I have studied myself to be improved. It's just like you was a Christian, you became a Hebrew, used to call on Jesus, and now you got all the information. Are you going to still call on Jesus now? That you a Hebrew Israelite, and you know that there was no J's in the Hebrew at all, right? So you going to go back to that, or you going to stay where you are and study, right? So that's where we at right now. So let's read Psalms 22, verse 22.
I will declare your name unto my brethren. In the midst of the congregation will I praise you.
All right, so I'm here to declare the name of the Most High amongst the congregation of Israel, right? That's what I'm here to do today, right? So now, Exodus chapter 3, right? So we know that Moses wrote the first 5 books of the Old Testament, right? So Moses is the one bringing out the information about the Most High. This is where we getting our information from, the first part of it, right? So now, Exodus chapter 3 is very powerful because Moses asked the Most High what his name was, right? And so his name was revealed at this burning bush, right? And we're going to show you that according to the scriptures, nobody was supposed to be using the name that was at the burning bush before Moses, right? We're going to show you that, right? So we're going to start off. We're going to go to Exodus 3, verse 1. Let's get it.
Now Moses kept the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian. And he led the flock to the backside of the desert and came to the mountain of the Most High, even to Horeb. And the angel of the Most High appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burned with fire, and the bush was not consumed.
Okay, so he said, an angel of the Most High appeared in the flame of fire, right? A lot of people don't know, or some people do know, right, that angel is a messenger from the Most High, right? Mm-hmm. So even though it was an angel there, he was delivering the message of the Most High, right? So let's get that clear. Let's keep going.
And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. And when the Most High saw that he turned aside to see, the Most High called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, here am I. Mm-hmm. And he said, draw not near here. Put off your shoes from off your feet, for the place whereon you stand is holy ground. Wow. Moreover, he said, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon the Most High.
All right.
Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me. And I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them. Come now, therefore, and I will send you unto Pharaoh, that you may bring forth my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. And Moses said unto the Most High, Who am I, that I should go unto Pharaoh, and that I should bring forth the children of Israel out of Egypt? And he said, Certainly I will be with you, and this shall be a token unto you, that I have sent you. When you have brought forth the people out of Egypt, you shall serve the Most High upon this mountain.
Okay, so verse 12 is very important, right? A lot of people think that the Most High revealed his name in 3:14, right? But in 3:12, guess what? He said his name right there, right? So let's bring it up. So he said, certainly I will be with you, right? So that I will, let's look it up real quick. In the Hebrew, we have Aleph, Hey, Yod, Hey, right? AHAYAH spelled out.
Bring
right?
it out.
So basically what he said was, he said, certainly AHAYAH with you, and there shall be a token upon you, right? So it was actually revealed in 12. So he actually said his name there first. Now we're gonna keep going though.
And Moses said,
Wait, that was 12? Okay, my bad. All right, we're at 13 now.
And Moses said unto the Most High, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers has sent me unto you. And they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them?
So this is very important. Moses is asking, what is his name? So we're going to bring this out because I heard some people saying that he was talking about the angel, right? If he was talking about the angel, he would have said, what is your name, right? He didn't say, what is your name? He said, what is his name? The name that you came in authority under, right? So we want to know what his name is. So this is Moses asking a direct question. What is the Most High's name? What did he say?
And the Most High said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shall you say unto the children of Israel, I am has sent me unto you.
Okay, so now this is real important, right? Okay, so a lot of people that use the Tetragrammaton, right? It's quite a few of them. You'll say, what's the Most High name? They're like, I am that I am, right? And I'm like, hold up, you can't be having a Tetragrammaton right there where it says I am that I am, because the Tetragrammaton is not right there where it says I am that I am, right? And then it was like, well, what is it? I'm thinking this I am, right? So if you thinking this I am, that's a whole different name, right? So basically, what he said was AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH right here. This is what he said. This is what it is in the Hebrew, if y'all can see on the screen up there, right? AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH, right? Now, what does AHAYAH mean? Let's get to it. It means to exist, be in existence, right? So this is very important, right? Because the name of AHAYAH is a very long definition. I actually have a concordance Bible, right? And when you get to AHAYAH's name, it's 2 pages. It's 2 pages long, right? Because so it's to exist or be in existence or I exist, right? Now let's read this real quick.
So I am was connected to AHAYAH. Moses wrote down God's words, AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH, I am. The Septuagint translators rendered it in Greek as ego, emi, on. I am the existing one. Philo of Alexandria explained the name as revealing the Most High's eternal existence. early Christian fathers, Augustine, Jerome, etc., taught I am shows God's timeless being.
Okay, so let's get this straight. Okay, so when we talking about the Most High's name, right? Are we talking about his name in English? Or are we talking about his name in Hebrew?
Hebrew.
Okay, so in Hebrew, the Most High never said his name was I am. What we actually reading right now is we reading that scholars added the word I am to his name, right? This is why everybody be like, yeah, man, this first person, second person, third person, this, that, and all this, right? But I am was added to it. Now, why was I am added to the Most High's name? Because his name means so much and it's so powerful, right? They was like, how can we condense this to one name? Like one little word that mean him, right? So when they said I am, they was like, oh yeah, because that's like existing. That's like he is everything, right? So this is how that started, right? This, it really doesn't say I am that I am. This is scholars adding I am that I am to it. He really said I exist that I exist. That's what he really said, right? But they added I am because the name was so broad and so powerful and has so many different definitions. It was almost endless that they had to put I am there just to condense it down to one word. Are y'all understanding this, right? So now let's keep going though. It's about to get deeper. What did it say right here?
So when the Bible was translated into English, like the King James 1611, the translators needed a short, powerful phrase for the Most High's self-identification.
Mm-hmm.
They chose I am because it best captured the present, absolute existence implied in Hebrew.
Did y'all hear that? Right, and what is after that?
It also echoes the simplicity of the Most High's self-revelation, not a title, but a declaration of being itself.
All right, so we just brought it out. Why I am is there. Now we ain't gonna try to take it away because the name, you know, I am it is powerful because he is everything, right? But if we get technical and we sit up here doing a debate about the name, right? And you want to use an English name, an English word, right, to clarify who the Most High is, and then you want to get everybody to stick to that, right? Because I'm going to show you something, because these are Jewish scholars that just said that they added I am to AHAYAH. Right? So you got to, let's put that in our notes. They added I am to it because the definition was so broad that they had to condense it to one word, right? And I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I'm going to show you what happened. It's like we bringing out evidence right now. We study it, right? So let's keep going. All right, what does it say right there?
So the theological emphasis. By saying I am, God is not describing himself as one God among others. He is saying, I exist eternally, without cause, without beginning, without end. This separated him from pagan deities that had names tied to nature, idols, or roles. So I am was chosen because it points to the Most High's self-existence and timeless being.
All right. So let's get it. What does it say right here?
The Septuagint. Yeah. Translated it as ego, emai, hold on. I am the existing one. The Latin Vulgate rendered it as ego sum qui sum, I am who I am. English Bibles, like the King James, followed that tradition with I am that I am. They came up with I am to identify AHAYAH, because in Hebrew grammar, that is exactly what the Most High said. A first-person declaration of his eternal existence. It was meant to be short, absolute, and unchangeable. I exist. Period.
All right. All right. So now he said, I exist, period. Now we got to get to the Tetragrammaton, right? Because we broke it down, and then he said, what should I tell the children of Israel your name is? And he said, AHAYAH, right? Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, let's get the exact words. I don't want to misquote anything. I want to read exactly what it say right there. We're going to go back. He said, and the Most High said unto Moses, I am that I am, AHAYAH. He said, thus shall you say to the children of Israel, AHAYAH have sent me unto you, right? So this was, he asked what his name was, and he was actually given a command to tell the children of Israel that AHAYAH was sent unto him. Right? That's just what it is, right? So now, right, so we got a name revealed at the burning bush, right? And we had the Tetragrammaton all the way back in Genesis, right? Now let's go to verse 15.
Okay. The Most High said, moreover, unto Moses, thus shall you say unto the children of Israel, the YHWH God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Okay, so just for the brand new people that's watching, anytime you see YHWH there, or Lord in capital letters, right? You're going to see YHWH under Lord, and then right under that, you're going to see AHAYAH, right? Because the prime root of YHWH is AHAYAH, or AHAYAH, right? So anytime that name is there, AHAYAH or AHAYAH is right there too, right? So now, why would we have two different names? Let's get it. All right, YHWH, what's the meaning? YHWH means he is, or he causes to be, emphasizing God's eternal, self-existent, and covenantal nature.
Okay, so now, you know what I find real interesting? They use this YHWH, right? It means he is, right? And now remember, AHAYAH was supposed to mean, when they brought the English into it, it was supposed to mean I am, right? But remember, that was added. Did they get exposed right here? Mm-hmm. He is, right? I am, he is, right? It's going to get deeper. It's going to get way deeper, right? So now what we finna do is we finna go to the Pictographic Hebrew, right? All right, so we got AHAYAH, right? Go ahead, read that,
Odie. Power and action. Hey, behold, or reveal. Wah, or vav. Nail, hook, secure, add. And hey, again, equals behold or reveal.
Okay, so this is the Pictographic Hebrew. So for the people that don't know what this is the Hebrew with pictures, and each picture has a meaning to it, right? Now remember, YHWH means he is, right? And also, when you try to bring in the existing one, you get that from AHAYAH, right? And they got to go to the prime root of their word, which is AHAYAH, to bring in the existing one, right? So let's bring that out, right? So you got to use AHAYAH to bring on the existing part of the name that you're calling on, right? So let's keep it going. So YHWH in the Pictographic Hebrew translates as behold hand, behold nail. One translation said behold hand, behold snare. right? So, so if we get on our knees and we praying, behold hand, behold nail, right? And we're just bringing out the facts right now, right? So people that's listening, don't get no shade. We're going to break it down step by step. This is just the beginning. This is about to get so deep. Y'all, man, y'all, some people wig gonna flip backwards, right? But if we don't study ourselves to be approved, what are we doing here?
Right.
What is the truth? Being in the truth. Being in the truth means that we are coming out with the full truth, right? I don't know about you, but I want the truth, right? All right, so let's go. Okay, so now, AHAYAH in Pictographic Hebrew, right? So we got an Aleph, Hey, Yohei, right? And the Aleph means ox head, strength, leader, power. The Hey means a man with arms raised, behold, revealed. Yod is a hand raised, a hand, arm, deed of work. And then it says again, behold, revealed, right? So we put it all together. This is what AHAYAH means. The strong one, behold, hand, behold. Or mighty leader revealed by the hand. Right? Okay, so now, so we broke all of that down, right? So now we got two names here. And we're trying to find out why is there two names, right? Some people is throwing out AHAYAH like it don't mean nothing, like it's brand new, like GOCC was the only one who ever had this, and it is not true, right? We're going to show all of that today. We also going to show that right there in that verse, that is not the only place that AHAYAH is. It's in the Bible, right? We're going to show multiple places where the Most High name is hidden in the scriptures, hidden, right? And we're going to bring it all the way out, right? Because I know AHAYAH wants this to come out, right? Because if this is his name, we believe is his name, right? But so let's just say we right. Don't you think the Most High want his name to come completely out and for us to stop calling on something that ain't his name? And everybody shaming AHAYAH when AHAYAH is, if you look it up, it ain't tied to nothing evil, right? But when we look at your name tied to all kind of evil, right? And we bringing it out, right? We bringing out artifacts.
Bring it out.
We bringing out history.
Bring it out.
Man, it's going down. It's going down, right? It's going down. All right, so Exodus chapter 6 is very important, right? Because now the Most High is about to tell him something that's very important if you're trying to discuss a name, right? Because what we got to do is we got to put it in order and we got to walk this thing through, right? So what did it say in Exodus 6:1?
Then the Most High said unto Moses, now shall you see what I will do to Pharaoh. For with a strong hand shall he let them go, and with a strong hand shall he drive them out of his land. The Most High spoke unto Moses and said unto him, I am the Most High. And I appeared unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob by the name of God Almighty.
All right, now stop right there. So he said he appeared unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob by the name of God Almighty, right? This is very important. He said, when I was talking to them, I was talking to them by God Almighty, which is El Shaddai, right? That's what they was calling me, right? He said, but what?
But by my name,
well, we know they got Jehovah there, right? Yeah. But the name that was revealed at the burning bush, AHAYAH, was what?
Was I not known to them.
Was not known to them. So this is very important because the Bible, the way it's supposed to be written from Genesis all the way to Exodus 3 and 14, from all the way back, it's supposed to say God Almighty all through there. Until it get right here and then the name changed, and it's supposed to be the Most High name, continuing on. Right? So now, we finna bring out the Most High name in the Bible that people don't know about. Let's go to Ezekiel 11 and 20. What that say?
That they may walk in my statutes and keep my ordinances and do them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their power.
All right, so where it says, I will be, right? That will be. So he said, I, AHAYAH, their God, right? So he said, they will walk in my statutes and keep my ordinance and do them, and they shall be my people, and I, AHAYAH, their God. Right? This is the hidden name of the Most High in the Bible. So if you want to sit up here and just start demonizing the AHAYAH and all that, and you ain't got nothing, you can't go nowhere and say it's connected to Satan anywhere, man, that's just on you. Right. You know what I'm saying? But when I get ready to go through your name, I don't have no choice but to connect it to evil and wickedness, because it's all around that name. Right? This is what it is, right? So let's keep going. So that's one. And we got more, but I'm just, we condensed the time. Let's go to Ezekiel 36:28.
And you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I will be your power.
All right. Again, this is what he said. And you shall dwell in the land that I gave your fathers, to your fathers, and you shall be my people, and I, AHAYAH, your God. Once again. All right, Hosea 14:5. What does it say right there?
I will be as the dew unto Israel. He shall grow as the lily, and cast forth his roots as Lebanon.
All right, so this is very powerful, right? In the beginning, right? He said, I will be, right? That I will be is AHAYAH, right? He said, I, AHAYAH, as the dew unto Israel. Y'all see that? All right, so let's get another one. Zechariah 8:8.
And I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God, in truth and in righteousness.
Now, everywhere that I'm bringing out this name, it is really spelled out. It ain't just AHAYAH, it is AHAYAH with the aleph in front of it and everything, right? So it's fully his name spelled out, right? So he said, I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I, AHAYAH, their God. Once again. All right, so now we was in the Old Testament. So that's bringing out the New Testament. That's showing the New Testament that Paul called on AHAYAH. So let's get that real quick, Elder.
So this is 1 Colossians chapter 15 and verse 10. But by the grace of the Most High, I am what I am. And his grace, which was bestowed upon me, was not in vain, but I labored more abundantly than they all.
Okay, so he said, by the grace of God, I am what I am. And his grace, which he bestowed on me. This is not him talking about himself. Do y'all hear that? Some people think that Paul talking about himself, but let's see if he's talking about himself. Let's read it slow. He said, by the grace of the Most High, I am what I am, and his grace. So if he said, I am what I am, he was talking about himself, he still wouldn't be referring to somebody else. Right after that, he said, and his grace, which he bestowed on me. So he basically saying, AHAYAH, sure, AHAYAH, and his grace, which he bestowed on me. That's exactly what is being said right here. So remember, this is in the Greek. And with it being in the Greek, it's going to have a different meaning in the translation. So what does I am mean in the Greek?
First person singular present indicative. A prolonged form of a primary and defective verb. I exist.
All right. What?
Man.
So what was said right there when he said I am? What does I am mean?
I
exist.
What does I am mean?
I exist.
Right? So I am mean I exist. What does AHAYAH mean? If we was to translate that into Hebrew, what would be the name? If we translate it into Hebrew,
AHAYAH.
it will be AHAYAH. Right? So I exist, and then it says what, right? So that word what, right? When you look it up, it can even mean what, who, which, that, one, right? So remember, they put what there to throw you off. I am that I am, right? So it's in the definition, is that there? Yes, it is. So he said, I exist, that I exist, which is AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH in the New Testament. You can argue with that all day long. You can't do it. He said, but the grace of the Most High, AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH, and his grace, which he bestowed on me, was not in vain. All praise to the Most High, AHAYAH.
Oh, praise.
Okay, so now let's get deeper. We're going to phase 2. The Kabbalah. The Kabbalah. Right. I'm not holding this book up like it's a great book. Don't get this twisted either.
Right.
This is not no great book.
Right.
But you know the Jewish people are gonna try to tell the truth ever so often, right? You know they got all our manuscripts, they got all our information, and they try everything in their power, right, to stop us from getting our information that we need, right? One interesting thing that's in this book, right? Oh, there you go. No, that ain't it. Okay, well, while Elder doing that, I'll be finding it, right? But they have so right here, right, on these pages, right? So I always tell this story when I talk about this book because the Most High led me to it. Okay, so when I came into the truth, I was calling on AHAYAH, right? But I was preaching with somebody who didn't call on AHAYAH, he called on Yahuwah, right? So we had an agreement that we weren't going to say the Most High name. We just going to say Most High, and then if we get ready to pray, we going to pray in what we want to pray in, right? But the whole entire time, he was Yahuwah, 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 Yahuwah. So I had all these people that call on AHAYAH, right? And they mad at me because he Yahuwahing it up every 2 minutes, right? And so then it turned into a battle in front of the whole congregation, right? So he was like, I'm going to prove to you that his name is Yahuwah. So he got up, he started going through the Hebrew and all this and that. And so they wanted me to go next. And I said, you know what? I want to go back and study myself to be approved first. And then I'm going to do mine next week, right? So I went into fasting. I went into praying, right? And I was like, Father, if your name is YHWH, I'm going to call you that. But if your name is AHAYAH, I want to be able to call you that. But I need you to show me what your name is, right? So now I'm in there praying and fasting. I hear a voice say, who has your records? And I said, Jewish people. And then he said, fine. Like, so as soon as I heard that, I was like, dang, so they got our records. So what should I do, right? So I ended up going to the bookstore. The first book I seen, it said, it says, I am is a verb, right? Because it's I am is a verb, right? And then it was a whole thing about that. I didn't even grab that book, but it was just like, I was like, wow, that's powerful because a noun is a person, place, or thing, right? A verb, Most High name will be more of a verb because he creates person, places, and things. He's not a person, place, or thing. He creates persons, places, and things, right? So then the next book I look at was this. I just grabbed it, opened it up like this, and it was right on the right page.
Wow.
Right? So this book actually says right here, look. I'm gonna let Elder read it so y'all don't think I'm lying. Right there.
So it says, AHAYAH, the name revealed at the incident of the burning bush, is the name associated with Keter, the highest of the Sephiroth.
All right, so they have a Sephiroth, right? And they got all the different names. They got YHWH, they got Elohim, Elohim, El Shaddai, and it's just like every name you can think of to call the Most High, right? But on the very top, they got AHAYAH, right? And they say that this name to them is unspeakable, right? And then they try to say that YHWH is the unspeakable name, but AHAYAH is the greatest name on their chart, right? So now, this is the Jewish people telling you that a name was revealed at the burning bush. And what was the name? AHAYAH. This is in the Kabbalah, right? Can't get past it, and I got it up here on the screen for you, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so now let's move a little bit forward. All right, so remember, YHWH in the Paleo Hebrew, the Pictographic Hebrew means behold hand, behold nail, right? So now they have a book called the Illuminati book. And I know that Hebrews get mad. They be like, man, why y'all going to these books and this isn't? We have, if the information is in the book, why wouldn't we go to it, right? Now, where they got this information from is they got it from the Jewish Encyclopedia. Mm-hmm. That's where they're getting all the information from. So they got this Illuminati book, part 2, right? So let's read just a little bit of it. Read right here, Elder. You can read that.
I can't see that.
Right there.
I can't see it. The foundation of Kabbalism is identical to Satanism. Right there. The reversal of the roles of God and Satan. It is the pursuit of hidden or occult knowledge which allows one to achieve God-like abilities by calling on the so-called names of God. Mm-hmm. These are the names of fallen angels or demons, mm-hmm, or spirit guides who are the gatekeepers to occult knowledge. While not all Jews actively practice Kabbalah, they all accept the highest Kabbalistic name as their God, YHWH. Mm-hmm. The infamous Kabbalist and Satanist Aleister Crowley writes.
So hold up. Okay, so he's saying this book is going into the history of what Aleister Crowley, and you don't know who Aleister Crowley was, he was like the devil's son on earth, right? So they saying that Aleister Crowley said, what about the tetragrammaton?
He said, there are thus 72 angels. These names are derived from the great name of God. Mm-hmm. The name is Tetragrammaton, commonly called Jehovah.
All right, now he said the Tetragrammaton, anytime you hear the Tetragrammaton, they saying the 4 letters, YHWH, right? Mm-hmm. Jehovah and Yahuwah and Yahweh is the same thing. It's just like, just say Jehovah, y'all say Jehovah, right? And then put a Y, instead of take the J off and put a Y there, and what is it? Jehovah. So now you have those 4 letters, YHWH, right? We know in English, right, Jehovah means the God of wickedness, right? Hova means wickedness, and then Yah or Jah means God or a master, right? You hear some Hebrew women calling their husbands Yah. That's a word of master, right? Mm-hmm. Some people use Yah as the Most High name, but Yah can just be any God. It don't have to be the Most High, right? So a lot of people say the Most High, so you know that it's being clear that I'm talking to him. They have referenced the Most High name ASHAR in the book, in our Bible, right? But people use Yah and Jah as different gods. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, what did Alex Crowley say?
He is the supreme Lord of the whole universe. A number of other secret pronunciations of YHWH are used in the occult in addition to Yahweh and Jehovah. Of the 54 sacred names in the Jewish Kabbalah, the primary one is YHWH. The sacred name of, let's see. The sacred name of God or blasphemy. That's just a reference.
Oh, okay. So he said that, what did he say right there? He said, thus are 72 angels. Alistair Crowley writes, there are 72 angels. These names are described from the great name of God. The name is the Tetragrammaton Yahovah. So he's saying, so Alistair Crowley basically saying that these angels are evoking with the, and these are fallen angels, evoking the Tetragrammaton was YHWH, right? So this is Alistair Crowley saying this, right? All right, so let me see. Do you want to go there? Nah. All right, so we're gonna read this little part right here. Just that paragraph right there.
The wise Solomon asks, what is God's name? And what is
just go to that.
God's name is basically saying, I am. This is too small, man.
Okay. All right, so he said, this Solomon asked, what is God's name? And what is his, he said, what is his son's name? Right? And then Proverbs 34, that this is what they got in the book. It says, God's name is AHAYAH, right? Meaning I am. This is the name given to Moses along with the law. Moses, I am that I am. And he said, thus you say, you should say unto this, I am have sent me unto you, right? And so this in this book, he was saying that the name AHAYAH was revealed in this book. This is a white person writing this book. How would he know the name AHAYAH, right? If you know they claiming GOCC made it up, right? Remember, if we got Aleph, Hey, Yo, Hey, right? If you look at that name, the person who translated it already knew that meant AHAYAH from that point, right? Moses knew that his name was AHAYAH. That's where it all started at. So if you want to say anybody made up the name AHAYAH, you got to say Moses.
Come on.
Right? So now, Tetragrammaton again, right? All right, so now, where does the Tetragrammaton come from? What is the history of the Tetragrammaton? This is where people don't want to research, right? And some people that research this, right, they try to manipulate the research so they can still be able to do what they want to do. But man, it is so hard stopping people from calling on YHWH. It is unbelievable. Even when we just talk about it, people get infuriated, right? It's just like you talking like you going against their Jesus, you going against their chicken, you going against their YHWH, right? Like they love this name so much, right? And then when the evidence start coming out, I'm the villain because I'm showing you history, showing you where the name actually came from. Now, one thing about history is powerful because things got documented. We can go back in time, find out where it originated from, who had it, what was going on, what happened. So the picture you see right there is Shazu, right? Shazu is a tribe. They call themselves the Shazu tribe or the land of the Shazu, right? These were white people.
Man.
And what they had 2 tablets. So as you can see on this picture, he got a big tablet, right? That he got on his side, right? This tablet actually says YHW. That's what the tablet say, right? So they going around pushing YHW. It wasn't YHWH, but it would be Yahoo, Yaha, Yahoo. Like however y'all want to, pronounce these oohs and ahs and whatever. And then when they see Yahweh, they just like, oh man, that's Yahweh. They ain't got nothing to do with my name, my call on. Dude, if it's a tetragrammaton, all they doing is putting vowel points there. It's still the same name, bro. This is where the fight really come in at. Because if we go into evidence and they saying we see that Yahweh was connected to some paganism or some Canaanite gods or whatever, they be like, see, that's Yahweh though. I'm like, dude, that's YHWH though. So that would be a Yahuwah though, or that would be Yahweh though, and whatever else you want to call them though. Right? So now let's get into the history of the Shazu. Can you read that? All right.
Okay, the origin of the term Shazu. The Egyptians often twisted the names of peoples and locations into terms that they could pronounce as we do today. For instance, the Quraysh designation for Edom and Moab was Aika, which appears in Egyptian texts as Atika. The same thing happened with the name Shazu, which is the Egyptian designation for Esau. According to Strong's, Esau is a derivation of the word asa, which means a primitive root to do or make in the broadest sense and widest application as follows. Accomplish, advance, appoint, apt, be at, become, bear, bestow, bring forth, bruise, be busy.
All right, you ain't got to read all that.
Okay.
All right, so they declared right here that the designation, the Egyptians designated Shazu as Esau, right? So we got all these brothers who be banging on Esau like crazy, right? Are y'all calling on Esau God? Or are y'all calling on Jacob's God?
Come on.
That's what we finna find out right now, right? Because Esau, this about to get super deep, right? So let's go right here. What does it say right here?
Okay. The archaeological reality. Names like YHW or YHWH appear in inscriptions before and outside of Israel. Egyptian lists of the Shazu of YHW, the Moabite stone, and these dates. The Shazu of YHW, 1400 BC. The Moabite stone, 840 BC. And the Kuntalet Ashrud inscriptions, the 8th century BC. This shows that the name YHW or YHWH was known in the region, but in a paganized context as a tribal or storm god.
Are y'all hearing that? Are y'all hearing that? Right? These are facts, right? Because remember, Shazu, they was bringing YHWH. Now you seen that they was in the 14th century, right? BCE, right? All right, so now let's get it.
So the papyrus Anastasi, the sixth, circa 1205 BC, mentioning the Shazu of Edom. This shows that YHWH originated from Edomite nomads.
Okay, so now we want to talk about artifacts, right? So now we on an artifact, a papyrus, right, that actually says that the Egyptians clarified. So all y'all that be sitting up here talking about Shazu, when you start studying it and you trying to make them Israelites, can't do it. Can't do it, because we have written documentation from papyrus saying that these people was Edomites.
That's archaeology.
And that's archaeology. And he said before that, he said that it predated the Israelites and it was outside of the Israelites, right? Okay, so let's go even deeper. All right, let's go.
Okay, so papyrus, which is a noun, a material prepared in ancient Egypt from the pithy stem of a water plant, used in sheets throughout the ancient Mediterranean world for writing or painting on, and also for making ropes, sandals, and boats.
All right, so that's what it is. All right, so this is the actual papyrus right here, right? This is in a museum right now. I forgot to put where the actual museum that this is actually in, but this is them writing about the Shazu of Edom, right? So right here, he's about to read what was on that papyrus in the shaded area.
We have finished letting the Shazu tribes of Edom pass through the fortress of Merneptah, Hetep Hermaat, life, prosperity, health, which is in Jeku, to the pools of Per Atum of Merneptah, Hetep Hermaat in Jeku.
All right, we ain't got to read all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we seeing that the papyrus actually said, written by Egyptians, clarifying that what? Shazu was Edom.
Okay.
We letting them pass through.
So now we know Edom wasn't worshiping the Most High,
Right.
and we gonna show that too.
Bring it out.
They wasn't worshiping the Most High.
Bring it out.
Right? And so now, if they predate, now this is about to get serious right now, buddy. Because if they predate Moses, right, before the burning bush, you trying to say that Esau gave us the name?
Man.
You saying Esau had the name of the Most High before we did?
No.
All right, what to say right here?
The Shazu were groups of semi-nomadic pastoralists who lived east and south of Canaan, mainly in the Syrian desert, Transjordan, Edom, and Midian, modern southern Jordan, Israel's Negev, and northwestern Arabia. Egyptians used Shazu as a general term for wandering desert tribes, often seen as raiders, herders, or mercenaries. The first mentions in Egypt. 15th century BCE, Pharaoh Thutmose III lists the land of the Shazu in his military campaigns. 14th century BCE, at Soleb Temple, Amenhotep III, an inscription mentions the land of the Shazu of YHW.
Wow.
Possibly the earliest record of the name Yahweh.
Are y'all hearing this? So we saying that Esau was walking around with the covenant and all us? You know what I'm saying? He was dealing with the Most High and we wasn't? Like, come on now. This is serious. We just read that he appeared to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob by God Almighty, which is El Shaddai. they didn't know no YHWH.
Mhm.
So it's either he got revealed at the burning bush that it was YHWH, or we got revealed at the burning bush it was AHAYAH.
Come on.
It's one or the other, y'all. We bringing all evidence to the table. We bringing it out right now, right? It ain't no, you can't shake yourself out of this. You can't be like, well, look, you can do all that. But if you want the truth, right, just keep on listening, because we digging, we studying together. That's what we doing right now. We studying together. Some people are like, I don't even want to hear this, blah, 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 because you don't want the truth. Now, if you praying to the devil, you don't want to know.
Right.
I want to know.
Come too far.
Right?
Man.
All right, so, yeah, get that.
So the 13th century BC, at Amara West, or Seti the First, Ramesses II, and later Papyrus Anastasis VI, Merneptah's reign, 1205 BC, the Egyptians refer to the Shasu of Edom.
Wow. Okay, so that's what we just read, right? What this say?
When the Egyptian scribes wrote Shazu of YHW, they were not giving us a theological definition. Shazu equals nomadic, semi-pastoral groups from the deserts of southern Canaan, Edom, and Midian. YHW equals a place or deity name associated with one particular group of Shazu. So to the Egyptians, it simply marked these people as those desert nomads who come from or worship YHW.
All right. So basically, oh yeah, we gotta read that.
So later, during Ramesses II and Merneptah, 13th century BC, Egyptian topographical lists also record Shazu groups, some tied to specific places, including YHW. And the dating. The earliest attestation is generally placed in the late 14th century BC. Scholars debate whether this shows the worship of Yahweh among the Shazu nomads before Israel adopted the name, or whether it points to Yahweh's origins in the southern deserts of Midian, Edom, and Seir. Shazu of YHW in Egyptian records. The first known mention of the Shazu of YHW is in the reign of Amenhotep III, which was 1380 to 1350 BC. They are also referenced in lists from Ramesses II and Merneptah, Moses' traditional time frame. Biblical chronology, depending on interpretation, places the Exodus anywhere between the 15th century BCE, based on 1 Kings 6 and 1, counting 480 years before Solomon's temple. In the 13th century BCE, around 1260 BCE, during Ramesses II, based on the mention of Ramses in Exodus 1 and 11. So the comparison. The Shazu reference to YHW in Amenhotep III's reign is before or around the earliest proposed time of Moses. If one follows the 13th century BCE Exodus view, then the Shazu references to YHW appear at the same time or even slightly before Moses.
All right.
So if Moses lived in the 13th century BCE, the Shazu were already known for at least 200 years before him.
Well, they was known how many years before him?
200
years. 200 years before Moses, they already was walking around with YHW, and they was kicking it with Canaan. You know? So if they was over there in Canaan, y'all think the Canaanites was over there worshiping the Most High? Y'all think the Moabites was over there worshiping the Most High? So they was over there with them, with YHW.
Yeah.
Wasn't worshiping the Most High. We're gonna get that straight. We not gonna sit up here and say Edomites was worshiping the Most High and all the time that they separated from Jacob. That don't make no sense, right? So it was 200 years before Moses. So what is after that?
If Moses lived in the 15th century BCE, the Shazoo still predate him by a few decades. They are first attested in Thutmose III's lists, which overlap with that timing.
All right, so there it is. They predates them, and so let's get this last part in. What?
So the Shazoo predate Moses by somewhere between 50 to 200 years.
Come on now.
Depending on which Exodus date you use.
Now, if y'all want to go around saying that Esau had the name before us and they showed us what the name was, they was the one who, because they got some scholars that saying that Esau brought the name to us. Right? And we, because they say we adopted that name, right? Through Esau, right? So they taking away all of the power of the Bible saying that Esau brought us something, right? We all know the Most High said he deals directly with his people.
Right.
He said the other nations are like spittle, a drop of a bucket unto him, right? Okay, so now we finna get deep. Now you can see this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is Jewish Encyclopedia. So what did the Jewish Encyclopedia say about YHWH? Let's read about it. Y'all ready? Because this phase 3 right here. This phase 3. Let's start right here.
But such expressions would never have come into use had there not been a time when people actually had a sensuous conception of deity. That this period of naive utterance was not limited to the pre-Javistic age is shown by numerous biblical expressions, such as that he walked in the garden in the cool of day. He ate with Abraham. He wrote with his own hand upon the tables of stone, and the like. Nevertheless, this very anthropomorphic view, or to be more exact, this anthropopathic attitude, this conception of the deity as a being with affections similar to those of a human being, contain the germs for the development of the conception of YHWH as being a mere tribal deity into a universal ethical being.
He said, contain the germs for the development of the consumption of, conception of YHWH. So basically it's saying that this was something that was developed, and this is just the first page. We're gonna keep going because this is the first page saying that it was developed. Developed means it was created. It means that it was placed.
Yeah.
They doing it themselves, right? This ain't something that was always there, because remember, Shazoo started YHWH. We just said you can't get around that, right? They not worshiping the Most High. You can't say Esau, the Canaanites, all of them was worshiping the Most High, and then they brought the name to us. We come on, Israel, for real. We can't say that. We can't say that, right? So now, remember, the Jewish people, according to the Bible, is what? They he said the Jewish people are the synagogues of what?
Satan.
If they the synagogues of Satan, they gonna have the real Most High name using it all the time. They the one brought YHWH to us.
Come on.
Right? So now let's keep going.
It was just this conception of YHWH as a personality to whom neither wrath nor mercy nor love nor hate, to whom indeed nothing human is alien, that when deepened and ennobled, led necessarily to the prophetic view of God.
To the doctrine. All right, so now let's go to the other part. Let's see. Let's skip that one. All right, read that. It's kind of blurry, but we got to read it.
So
It's still the Jewish Encyclopedia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there at the top.
The oldest exigencies, such as, oh man, that's real blurry.
Just skip what you can't see.
And the Targumim of Jerusalem and pseudo Jonathan regard AHAYAH and ASHAR as the name of the divinity and accept the etymology of Haya to be to be, period. Modern critics, some of whom, after the lapse of centuries, correct the Hebrew text without regard to the entire change of whatever that says.
All right, I know it's kind of blurry for you. All right, but let's keep going. Let's get one clear for you. All right, so start right here.
Okay. Such revision is to be seen, for example, in the so-called priestly code, where all the theophanies are consistently omitted, and the word or the presence of God is substituted for them. This reluctance to offend the deity by anthropomorphic utterances concerning his person grew stronger with time, so that the use of the name YHWH, which was felt to be a proper name.
So the name was starting to be used, and it was growing, and it was thought to be a what?
Proper name.
Oh, I kind of like this name. This name sounds kind of good. Let's go ahead and put it right there. Right?
Right.
Keep going.
In contradistinction to the other appellations of the deity in the Bible, was thereafter avoided.
So the other deities that was in the Bible was what?
Avoided.
The other deities that was in the Bible was what?
Avoided.
Avoided, right? Remember when we went to Yahya ben Hanasi, the Spaniard Jews, right? In the Jewish Encyclopedia, it stated that they took everybody's Bible and burned it. And rewrote what they wanted. And we already know that they changed Christ's name to Jesus. So you don't think that they would put Yahweh, they would put Yahweh in there, Yahuwah in there, Yahweh in there, Yohewah in there. I was just going to name all of them. So y'all know that all of them is the same thing. Right? Well, that was enough for them. But this is the Jewish Encyclopedia. All right? I ain't make this up. Right? So now, let's go to artifacts. We go to artifacts. They said artifacts, right?
Right.
Let's go to artifacts. So now, if we go to artifacts, right, it ain't looking good for YHWH, bro.
Get it?
At all, right?
Not at all.
Okay, so they say that YHWH was married to ASHAR or Asterisk, right? And this is the same lady on your Starbucks cup,
Come on.
right? She got her legs cocked up,
Uh-huh.
2 wings. She got 2 fins up, but those are her legs. And if you see the real picture of the Starbucks cup, you will never drink Starbucks again because they're evoking her spirit on your coffee.
Right.
You want to drink her from her cup? When her legs is open? That's what you want to do? Stop drinking Starbucks, right? So now, why is it saying that Astrid is the wife of YHWH? Right? So let's get it.
Drawings on pithos. From Kuntalet Arjud, late 9th century, early 8th century BCE. Kuntalet Arjud is an archaeological site on the Sinai Peninsula in present-day Egypt. The site was likely an Israelite trading post or oasis. Excavations undertaken in the 1970s revealed 2 large pithos jars used to store water and other liquids, with intriguing drawings and text. The drawings portray several deities, humans, animals, and symbols.
All right, so humans, animals, and symbols, right? Which would be against what we believe, correct?
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
The textual inscriptions found on the jars are, in large part, written in early Hebrew script and are thought to be from a different time period from the drawings. These inscriptions repeatedly mention Yahweh and his ASHAR. Interpretations vary, but it likely indicates that some worshippers of Yahweh believe ASHAR to be his wife.
Come on now. Now this is who she is. This is one of her forms that she take on, right? And this is a fallen angel or a demon, right? So they gonna say that the Most High was married to a demon, right? And then let's read a little bit about it.
So ASHAR, along with Astarte and Anath, was one of the 3 great goddesses of the Canaanite pantheon. In Canaanite religion, her primary role was that of mother goddess. Canaanites associated ASHAR with sacred trees, an association also found in the Israelite tradition.
All right, so remember they called YHWH the god of war at one time, right? So if you Google, right, because remember, Google YHWH, they're going to tell you that it's associated with a Canaanite god, not an Israelite god. Now, it's an Israelite god because the Jewish people pushing it on you and going through AI trying to scrub everything and forcing the name on you. But when you get down to beyond the surface, like a lot of people, when they want to do research, they only go to the surface. But you got to go deeper than the surface, because we know that if they want to hide something from us, it's like we the Israelites, right? We all know that we the Israelites, right? You go on there and type this, the black people Israelites right now, they're going to tell you no, that we not. We just believe that. But you're going to have to go beyond the surface to get deeper into the information, right? So when you get deeper into the information, YHWH came out of Canaan.
Man.
So we're going to sit up here and say that our God was over there and he changed over here. He was married to her, but then now we're going to change it to be the right way.
No.
What is going on here? Now, if I was using YHWH and I still didn't want to just use it, I'm just going to say the Most High, bro. Because there's no way I'm going to use that.
Come on.
Like, that's just be real. It's too much evidence coming out, right? So we know that Esau, right, his God name was Quos, right? Quos, right? But do you know Quos is a title of YHWH was a title that these names was connected, right? Because remember, Esau was Shazu. So you don't think that they had YHWH over there, right? So what does it say right here? This is who he is. That's quotes.
Wow.
Some scholars suggest Post wasn't always a separate god, but may have been an epithet or title for Yahweh in the earliest stages.
Come on now. So that means that if you basically saying that YHWH is the name, according to this right here, you saying that you worshiping an idol god. Because that's an idol right there. And that name is connected to that idol. Right? So we don't supposed to worship idols.
No.
But it just was confirmed that this name was connected to an idol named Quos. Right? Go ahead.
Both deities were rooted in the same desert homeland, Edom, Seir, or Paran. Over time, as Israel and Edom diverged politically and ethnically, Yahweh became Israel's God and Post became Edom's God. The similarity of their cults, offerings, titles, storm, war associations suggests a shared origin, or even that they were once identical, only later split.
They was once identical and then later split, and then they gave it to Israel, and then we gave you half. Come on, Hebrews.
Man.
This is what I'm talking about. We gotta go deeper into the studying, bro. We trying to call on the Most High, man. We in the last days.
All on those
He said, "Y'all gonna know my name, right?" We finna, man. It's finna get so much deeper. Oh my God. We on phase 3 now.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. We still on phase 4. All right, read that real quick.
Quote might possibly have been a title for Yahweh rather than a name. A further point connecting Yahweh, YHWH, with Post, aside from their common origin in that territory, is that the Edomite cult of the latter shared characteristics of the former.
All right, so the name is connected, and ain't nowhere in the world we sharing no name with no Esau, and it's connected to. We ain't even gonna go to the Moabites. So we gonna skip that. We skipping all that. All right, so now let's get it.
So
What that say?
archaeological versus anthropological.
Okay, so now this is very important. These 2 words is very important. Break it down, Elder. What these 2 words mean?
So archaeological is the study of human activity based on artifacts,
Okay.
pots.
All right. So it was said that according to AHAYAH, right, we don't have no artifacts, which is true. We don't have none yet, right? Just like when you see the noses knocked off all of the Egyptian gods, right? They knocked all the noses off. Did we find the noses yet?
No.
But I'm pretty sure if people keep on digging, they gonna find the noses and be like, "Oh, that's a black nose. That's what we thought." You know what I'm saying? So now, if they trying to hide something, they're not gonna give it to you. When they sit up here saying that YHWH is the name, and then they find some artifacts that say AHAYAH on it, you really think they're gonna put that out there?
No, not at all.
They're gonna hide that. You probably get killed by Jewish people. They had a government come in there and swoop you up. Shut up, boy, before we kill you. Right? This is why it's hard for us to find the Most High's name on artifacts. Right? But now we're not saying it ain't gonna never happen.
Come on.
Right? But I got something for you. Even though we don't have artifacts, we got this though. Read.
We got the anthropological.
Come on.
And which means
the anthropological is the study of anthro means man. So it's a study of human beings,
Come on, Elder.
not through artifacts, but through human behavior, through their customs, through their rituals, through their social groupings, how they move as people. It's a human thing.
all right, you heard that, right? Y'all heard that, right? That's what we got. We gonna go through the history of our people and find out the people that study people to find the name of the Most High.
Come on.
Ooh, we.
Bring it out.
I just got the chills right now. Just to find out what the name of the Most High was with our people back in ancient times.
Come on.
We don't have artifacts, but we got this though.
Right.
This is just as good.
Okay.
These are people who studied people to find out in their customs what was being said, who was being worshipped, what the name was.
So let's not forget, the archaeology just showed us where the name came from. It was written where the name came from. That's their archaeology.
That's their archaeology.
We got the anthropological.
Right.
Come on.
That's what we got.
Come on.
That's what we got.
Come on.
Right? Y'all ready? Are y'all ready? All right. So now, before we go here, I got to tell y'all a little story because it's really powerful, right? Okay, so me and Yanni end up going to New York. And man, the Hebrews was beautiful out there. They treated us so good. I mean, that was like one of the best times I ever had because we told them we was out there and it was so many Hebrews everywhere. My phone wouldn't even stop ringing. It was ringing at 2 o'clock in the morning. Mom, I want to meet you tomorrow, man. It was so much love. Man, me and Yanni on the Sabbath, we had to go to like 4 different churches because we wanted to just, spread it out to where we can, spend time with so many Hebrews, right? So in the midst of all that love that New York was showing us, and I love y'all Hebrew Israelites in New York, I really do, and everywhere. But they showed us so much love there, and we got shown so much love when we came to Atlanta too. I got to throw them out there. All right, but in the midst of all of that, me and Yanni met some Igbo Hebrews, right? And then I took pictures with them, ended up meeting them, sat down, had conversations with them, right? So I said, what do y'all call y'all God? He said, AHAYAH. I said, AHAYAH? He was like, I was like, hold up, you been watching our videos? You know about California Hebrews? You heard of GLCC? He was like, no, what is that? I was like, no, for real. You call on AHAYAH? He said, yeah, over in Ghana, we call on AHAYAH.
God.
I said, wow.
Okay.
So then, let's fast forward a little bit. I'm doing a radio show for this brother, right, every week, right? I was on his radio show. His ratings was getting real high, right? So now I got people calling in and everything, right? So this Igbo woman calls in, right? And I'm like, shalom, sis. She's like, shalom. She was like, I'm an Igbo from Ghana, right? I was like, okay. And then I said, so sis, let me ask you a question. I said, what do y'all call the Most High over there? She said, we call him AHAYAH. I said, wow. Right? So now, we finna prove that sections of Igbos in Africa use the name AHAYAH. We're going to show people who studied them and confirmed that they use the name AHAYAH. Let's get it.
Okay. So it says usage among it's Igbo or Igbo. So usage among the Igbo. It is invoked in prayer and worship as the self-existent name of the Creator. Some Igbo Israelites emphasize it as the pure name that was spoken to Moses before any scribal substitutions like Adonai or Lord were added in later texts. You will often hear the full phrase AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH, or the shortened AHAYAH as a personal name for God.
Now, y'all just heard that? They said that they ancient times before the scribes got in there, they was calling on AHAYAH. Let's keep going.
So the comparison, right? AHAYAH, which is Igbo or Hebrew Israelite use, from AHAYAH, or I am. AHAYAH, I am. YHWH, Yahweh, the Tetragrammaton, often replaced by Lord in English Bibles. Jehovah, a later hybrid form combining YHWA consonants with Adonai vowels.
All right, so I'm glad y'all noticed that. They said a hybrid. Y'all know what a hybrid is?
Most High told us not to
Yeah,
do
A
that.
hybrid is something that you add to something that will. This is the hybrid food that you eat. The banana that ain't real, that they didn't made a banana in the lab and then they gave it to you. Right? These are hybrids. Right? These are things that are not natural. Are not the original. Right? All right. So now that's we in phase 5 right now, right? Let's go.
Igbo believers, especially those identifying as Israelites, do use and preserve AHAYAH as the divine name. So Igbo and Israelite connection. The Igbo, sometimes spelled Igbo, are widely believed by both themselves and many scholars to be connected to ancient Israelites. Oral traditions say the Igbo descended from Eri, a figure some link to Gad's son, Eri, in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Early European and Jewish travelers in West Africa noticed Igbo practices that looked Hebrew, which is circumcision on the 8th day, dietary restrictions or avoiding unclean foods, festivals similar to Passover and new moon observances, names invoking Yah or Ah sounds. Because of this, when Igbo communities re-engaged the Bible, they connected strongly with names like AHAYAH as part of their ancient heritage.
Y'all heard that? They connected strongly with that name AHAYAH. Let's get it.
Okay, so the Tetragrammaton is often vocalized Yahweh. But the Igbo Israelites and some Hebrew Israelite groups worldwide insist the original name given at the burning bush was AHAYAH, not Yahweh. They argue God spoke in the first person, I am, which is AHAYAH. Yahweh, he is / he exists, is a third person form, not the name God gave Moses directly. Thus, Igbo teachers emphasize AHAYAH as the covenant name revealed to their ancestors.
Fire right here. What? Fire.
Colonial Bible translations. When the Bible was translated into Igbo language, the translators replaced divine names with Chukwu or Jehovah. But many Igbo traditionalists resisted, holding that the older form AHAYAH fit their tongue and spiritual memory better. So Chukwu means great spirit in Igbo, but it is more generic than AHAYAH.
Come on, bring it out.
So modern revival. Since the 20th century, Igbo Israelites and Hebrew-rooted movements in Nigeria, the U.S., and the Caribbean revived AHAYAH in prayer, songs, and teaching. It is used especially by those who reject Jehovah.
They reject who?
Jehovah. And Yahweh.
And who?
Yahweh.
So the Igbos rejected Jehovah and YHWH. Read.
Claiming those are later insertions.
They are later insertions. Do y'all really think the scribes just gonna be up there? Or they have all this power over the Bible. They ain't gonna insert something. They ain't gonna change the Most High name. They ain't gonna change Christ's name. Come on, man. Come on. Let's go.
So-
But what's so powerful about the Most High, he always, whatever they do, he can expose them and bring back the original. I love that.
Right.
Let's keep going, though.
So this is an example phrase. AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH, Bashamayim, which is, I am that I am in heaven.
All praises.
So the Tetragrammaton is often vocalized Yahweh. We just did this.
Oh, we just did that one? Okay. Did we do that one?
No. Onyenyechi, or Onyenyechukwu, meaning gift of God. So the breakdown, Onyenye is gift, Chi or Chukwu is God. Older forms used, Yah, Onyenye, Yah, gift of I am.
Damn.
Chinazak Pere, meaning God answers prayers. The breakdown, Chi is God, Na'azah is answers, Ek Pere is prayer. The ending syllable Za or Ya connects to the divine suffix. Onye Nwe Ya, meaning the one who owns all things. Breakdown, Onye is one, Nwe owns, Ya, him or it. This phrase is often used in Igbo prayers. Onye Nwe Ya became a title for God itself. Ifeanyi Chukwu, Ifeanyi Ya, meaning with God, nothing is impossible. The breakdown, Ifeanyi, nothing is impossible. Ya, Chukwu equals God. The form Ifeanyi Ya equals nothing is impossible with a higher.
Come on.
Woo. Amarachi Amaraya, meaning grace of God. Breakdown, Amara, grace, Amara. Grace, Chi or Yah equals God, I am. Chinyere Minya. Chinyeremya, meaning God gave. Breakdown, Chi, God, Yere, gave, Miyah, me, by him. Seen as given by a higher.
Let's get to this.
Early European observers of the 18th and 19th century.
All right, so earlier European observers in the 18th or the 19th century. So now we're getting into them studying our people, right? Go ahead.
Olaudah Equiano, 1745 to 1797, the famous Igbo man who was enslaved and later freed, wrote in his autobiography, which is the interesting narrative of the life of Olaudah Equiano, that the Igbo's religion and customs resembled the Israelites. He noted practices like circumcision, laws of cleanliness, and the use of names invoking Yah. His testimony is often used as early evidence that Igbo preserved Hebrew elements. Okay, missionary records of the 1800s.
So this is the missionary records of the 1800s.
When the Church Missionary Society first translated the Bible into Igbo in the mid-19th century, they admitted in translation notes that the Igbo already had a divine name system. Instead of preserving it, they chose Chukwu, Great Spirit, to replace older forms. Some CMS translators privately wrote that elders resisted, saying their fathers called on Yah or AHAYAH when praying. Linguistic scholars. George Thomas Basden, a British missionary anthropologist who lived among the Igbo, wrote in Among the Igbos of Nigeria.
Now y'all hear that? The Igbos in Nigeria, right? Remember that?
The Igbo constantly referred to the Creator as Onye Yah, the one who owns all things, where Yah was a sacred pronoun or title of God. He observed that Igbo names often ended in Yah and connected it to ancient Semitic naming patterns like Hebrew Isaiah, Jeremiah, etc. Hebrew Israelite scholars. Joseph J. Williams in Hebrewisms of West Africa in 1930 documented that Igbo and other West African tribes had Hebrew-like names and divine invocations. He highlights Yah endings in Igbo as a marker of Israelite connection. Williams argued these were not coincidences, but proof of ancient Israelite migration into Africa. Oral tradition and elders. Igbo elders often preserve the memory that their ancestors prayed to AHAYAH long before missionaries came. The phrase, Chi AHAYAH, God I am, is found in old oral prayers, where God is praised as the self-existent one. Yes.
You're gonna have to read that again. He gonna have to read that again. He gonna have to read that again. Man.
From where? From where? Okay. The phrase Chi AHAYAH, which is God I am, is found in old oral prayers where God is praised as the self-existent one.
Chia, higher. Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all better quit playing, man. I'm telling y'all. Read.
In villages, even today, some elders still refer to the Most High as Onyenwe Yah, owner of all, the great I am.
That's it.
Summary of historical proof. Equiano. Igbo practices resembled Israelites, including divine naming. Missionaries of the 1800s admitted Igbo already had sacred names, but replaced them with Chukwu. Basden, 1921, recorded Igbo title Onye Nwe Yah and noted divine Yah suffix in names. Williams, in 1930, connected Igbo divine Yah directly to Hebrew names. Elders' oral traditions preserved AHAYAH in prayers and titles for the Creator.
Come on now. So we had these colonizers coming in, right? Trying to change their book, and they fighting like, hey, no, man, we don't want all that in our book.
Right.
The same way that they did us in America, man.
Yes.
This man,
Same
Lord, God, Jehovah, yeah, YHWH, all of that stuff was added, man. That's why AHAYAH is hidden.
Yes.
If they was gonna try to expose AHAYAH, they would have made it more known, right? We had to research to find that.
Yes.
Think about it, right? Man, it's about to get deep, man. Yeah, it's been deep, but you know.
Okay. Yah ben Hanasi, the prince or leader of the exiled Sephardic Jews after the 1492 expulsion from Spain, is remembered in some Hebrew Israelite traditions as a patriarch whose family preserved older ways of calling on the Most High. In those traditions, the name they used was AHAYAH, I am, taken from Exodus 3 and 14. When the Most High told Moses, AHAYAH, ASHAR, AHAYAH, I am that I am.
All right, so they said that Yahweh Yahya ben Ha-Nasi, right? The Spaniard Jews in records that they was calling on the ancient name AHAYAH before they try to implement the new names. Are y'all hearing me? Remember, I told you in the Jewish Encyclopedia, they burned all their books. Everybody who had a Bible, they had to grab their Bible, burn it, and then they replaced their Bible. Our old Bible was their Bible, right? So now, remember, the Most High ain't gonna let them do too much because he know that we gotta have the commandments, we gotta have this. He's in control of everything, right? But at the same time, in the last days, don't you think that he wants us to rise above and show the truth amongst our brethren? This is the truth. I didn't make none of this stuff up. We sit up here reading about the Most High name AHAYAH being all the way back in the ancient days.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep going.
So, AHAYAH, which is AHAYAH, is the Hebrew word for I am. Some groups trace the survival of this name among the families of Yah ben Ha-Nasi and other Iberian exiles, saying that while much of Judaism standardized on titles like Adonai or Hashem, their communities emphasized the direct name revealed at the burning bush.
Come on, man. This is what we're fighting for right now. We fighting for the name that was revealed at the burning bush, and we rejecting the other one. That name been there. That's the Jewish people name. We don't want to use the same name they using.
Right.
Read.
Historical and cultural lens. Sephardi exile records mention Yah ben Ha-Nasi as a leader during and after the 1492 Alhambra decree. Oral history from Hebrew Israelite groups connects his household with calling on AHAYAH rather than the more common YHWH vocalizations. Igbo, Nigeria. Some Native American oral traditions and Hebrew Israelite movements today also use AHAYAH.
All right, so let's break this down, right? He said the Igbo. He said the Nigerian Igbos. Then he said the Native American Indians. And then he said Israelite communities are still to this day.
Yeah.
And we one of them. Read.
So they also use AHAYAH, seeing continuity with the ancient practice. The emphasis is that AHAYAH is self-identification of the Almighty, I am, not a derivative or substitute.
Come on, man. Do y'all want a substitute or y'all want the real?
I want real.
So the archaeology. No artifacts or stones yet found with AHAYAH.
All right, so we don't have no artifacts that yet have been found yet. Not yet. Right, but go ahead.
Anthropology, yes.
Anthropology what?
Yes.
Anthropology what?
Yes.
We have that. Let's go.
Evidence in biblical texts, oral traditions, and living cultural memory that preserve the pronunciation and use of AHAYAH.
Oh, praise to AHAYAH. Oh, praise to AHAYAH. Oh, praise to AHAYAH. Oh, praise to AHAYAH. All praises to AHAYAH. Yeah. Now, let's get some visual proof. Y'all want visual proof? Get a bullet. Remember they said the Nigerian Jews, the Igbos, right? Let's see what they said. Let's play that again.
said it in the beginning. You turn up the. You gotta turn it on one of them. You turn up the sound.
I can't get it.
It's on mute, like
It's on the TV.
All right, look, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put it on my phone. Y'all gotta hear this.
Yeah, they go in there.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, now look, somebody, Yanni, take the phone by the so the people that's listening, that's watching right now, they can hear what was being said. Push play again. So he's praying with a higher name in it. Come on, man. This is the proof that we need. Okay, so this is a lady singing. It had to be like back in black and white days, so I don't know exactly when she was doing it, but you gotta hear this. So I'm gonna play it from right here, and y'all gotta bring it to the screen.
She's bringing it out.
Yes, she said a higher ASHAR.
Yeah, she said a higher soar.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. So the reason why I'm showing this is because I'm showing y'all that the name has been here. Don't say that GOC brought this out. Don't say California Hebrews brought this out. This was all the way back in Moses' days. This is a name that's been trying to creep up from the depths of the earth to come back to the Israelites for us to worship the real God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And if everybody stopped, like, I know y'all want to hold on to the name. Just listen to this information, study it for yourself, and then make your decision, right? We ain't here to go back and forth all day, man. We just gonna put the evidence out there. You don't see it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. We came out with full force, bro. We showed you the name AHAYAH was hidden in the Bible multiple places. I still got a whole armory ready. I ain't even brought out all the weapons yet. I'm just bringing out enough for the people to understand that the Most High name is AHAYAH, man.
AHAYAH!
I got tons of more stuff I can bring out right now, but I'm gonna stop right here. If you don't get it from here, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Where did YHWH come from? Edomites, the Shazul tribe. You can't get past that. This is ancient history that nobody want to look at. Right? So now that the evidence is out there, come on, y'all. What y'all got to say now?
You gotta be.
So all praise to AHAYAH. All praise to AHAYAH.
All praise to
All praise to AHAYAH.
AHAYAH.
All praise to AHAYAH. All praise to AHAYAH. All day, all praise to AHAYAH. All praise to AHAYAH. All day, all day. Come on, man. We gonna blow our shofars and we gonna be screaming out the name of AHAYAH. Come on, man. We ain't playing. Y'all know y'all getting ready for blowing trumpets. All praise to the Most High. We love y'all. Y'all understand the message or not, we still love you. But this is why we use the name AHAYAH because we study ourselves to be approved.
That's
So
right.
if you don't get it, then I'm sorry that you don't get it, but this is why we do it. And somebody had to put it on the table to show why we do it, because it's not enough evidence of people putting it out there completely.
Yeah.
And it's getting disrespected.
Come on.
And it shouldn't be getting disrespected
That's right.
if it ain't connected to no evil.
Come
And
on.
then you sit up there, people sit up there pushing a name that's connected directly to Satan, right? And then you got the nerve to come up against AHAYAH. Come on,
Come
man.
on.
Don't do it. Don't do it. The
Man.
great I am,
Oh.
the existing one. AHAYAH, a short AHAYAH. Come on. Wow.
All praise.
Come on. All praise to the Most High. Oh, yeah, I got to do that.
All praise.
Johnny already knows. She's in the spirit already. All right, this is for the Hebrew. All right, y'all, we gonna tune out. We love y'all. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. No, you ain't gotta push nothing right there.
Oh, you do it okay.
Yeah. Man, fire.
That one,